Look, I'll be honest. My first interaction with lesbians, we had a couple lesbians live across the street from us, and they used to try to sync their lights up with the radio station, and they couldn't make it happen. And it was crunch time. It was Christmas Eve, and they ended up fist fighting in the yard. And one of them worked at the library.
Tim, how are you feeling, man? Now that do you think it's a coincidence Trump gets banned from Twitter and social media, and you get banned from Airbnb?
I was banned from Airbnb. I went to an Airbnb in the desert. Two lesbians had. Put together an Airbnb with furniture that no one could sit on, right? Like art pieces. But like I had fat people with me, so they couldn't sit in the chairs or anything. We all had to just stand out there in the middle of the desert. It was really embarrassing. And we left some dishes in the sink. That's all we did. Didn't break anything. I mean, look at this. Look at that. That's what you had to sit on. Every piece of furniture like sodomized you as you sat on it. Like that's how fucked up it was. Look at that. That's a chair. It's ridiculous. So then these lesbians, I threatened to kill them. I texted them. I said I was going to burn down your house. They said, "Are you threatening me?" I said, "Let's just see what happens." I then texted them. I said, "Let the games begin, ladies. You have no idea who you're fucking with." Then Airbnb kicked me off.
Now, did they file a formal complaint, or did Airbnb follow the story? You think Airbnb followed the story?
I imagine these, because I spoke about it on my podcast. I said I wanted to gas them, lock them in their house, gassed them, and watched them like paw at the windows like cats.
Very much like The Patriot. Have you seen that scene in The Patriot?
Yes, that's what I want.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's where we're at with that. I am removed from Airbnb, but I will set up my producer. We'll just set it up under his account, and I'll use VRBO. I don't give a shit. And,
wow.
I would, those ladies, watch your back.
Watch your back. Have the fans been harassing them? Do we know their profiles and shit?
Probably. I don't know what I don't know what people do. I don't know if they're sending messages. No, they had to go private on Instagram, and they had to, turn off comments on the page because they trashed me on a public forum, which is Airbnb, and I am just using my opportunity as a citizen of this country,
your voice,
to speak freely against these two lesbians who are not designers, not artists, not interesting. No. They are goofy bitches. And we're locked in a war, and fuck Airbnb too, and fuck Airbnb. They're not letting the terrorists stay in the Airbnbs that want to do the civil war for the inauguration. Yeah, it's fucked up. They want to pay the terrorists. Want to pay the money.
Look, I grew up around a lot of CWRs, man, and we used to go and we'd picnic out there and eat at them and watch the battles, and so. It's not surprising that a lot of those guys are still left and they want to, get out and about and they have that energy inside of them.
Right.
But, and that's Civil War reenactments.
You mean
too,
Civil War reenactments. Like that's who's coming out to like climb in the Capitol. Dudes that are like out there in the fields. Yeah.
Yeah, it took it a little too serious. It didn't go well. And
also, look, there's a lot of, lesbians with the expendable income and they're doing the extra home. And they have they call them the dickless angry.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, lesbians they're very angry and they take every job they do seriously, even if it's the worst job in the world. A lesbian pretends like she's like the national security advisor, so she could be restocking vending machines and she acts like it's the most essential, critical job ever being performed. And it's just they're power obsessed. Beasts, really.
Why do you think you have issues with lesbians? Do you think you would have issues if there were just
I live issues with gay men too. I have issues with straight people. I have issues with people that don't respect me. And these two, their names are Jonah and Mila. Can you imagine Jonah and Mila? How do you respect? Their Airbnb photo is them sitting with their Weimaraner in like big hats.
Are they hot?
With like a cake. I do not feel like they're hot. No, but I just don't want to get too much trouble here because I probably will get a letter from a lawyer within a day or two.
And their dog is probably named Elizabeth Smart. They always have a dog that's named after like a, someone like someone that's been through a lot,
Yeah, we're just over. I'm over the whole lesbian attitude of like very serious, severe, like we're very competent and we have good credit. It's like, who gives a fuck? You're going to hell like everyone else.
Yep.
Theo, you have any issues with lesbian, or are they all good with you because you look like them?
First of all, Brendan, you look like a fucking...
Get it out, buddy.
I don't have it. That's the problem. I've used it all on so many episodes of this show. But I do want to say, yes, I feel like I'm okay with lesbians, man, but I've never... Look, I'll be honest. My first interaction with lesbians, we had a couple lesbians live across the street from us. and they used to try to sync their lights up with the radio station, and they couldn't make it happen. And it was crunch time. It was Christmas Eve, and they ended up fist fighting in the yard. And one of them worked at the library. And ever since then, and I did donuts in their fucking yard a couple days later. And ever since then, we've been on the rocks. But what gets me is why lesbians are so angry at straight men, and right. I think that Tim is just like there's a lot of chatter on the dark web and stuff these days. Where's Tim's sexuality even lies? So I don't even think they looked at you. I think they looked at you as like Tom Cruise's fucking arrogant
they looked
younger
at me as a
brother.
straight guy. I do have a wife and kids. I don't think there's a problem with that. I identify as gay in this community that we're in. I do have a wife and kids that live in suburban New Jersey. I own a family-style Italian restaurant. And it's called Rigatoni's, and we're very happy. But as when I live in LA, I'm a homosexual, and I'm gonna come out as trans very soon. That's coming. But no, these lesbians looked at me as a straight man, a grotesque middle American straight male pig who defiled their fucking art piece in jewel box in the desert. And the reality is that I expose them as frauds. And
yes,
I've
please.
done it to the
Thank
world now. I've exposed them as frauds, as these talent, because that's what lesbians are. They're talentless men. That's what they are. No offense to them. They're for the most of them are grunting Tim Allen, home improvement pigs. Yeah. And I've exposed them as that you can put on any funny hat you want. I know what you are. You're a demon from hell. So when I come out and tell everyone in the world that, I can't go to Airbnb anymore, and that's not right.
That's not right. Do you think they're going to catch on to, how Trump got banned from Twitter, so he started using another account? Do you think they're going to ban your producer, too? Now it's going to fuck it up for
I don't give a fuck. I've got a legion of patriots. I call my fans the patriots, and we will. Airbnb has a headquarters, I'm sure. We'd love to get in there with some Viking horns
go in
on
there
and let everybody know what's going on. Do they advertise on the show? I don't care. We'd like to go over to Airbnb, say hello to everybody, let them know how we feel. The patriots.
Send me in. I'll Shawshank through the damn shit pipe, Daddy. Send me in.
Yeah, Theo
you know
be
what
the
I'm
front
saying?
leader there, man.
Yeah, I'll send Theo right in.
I'll come out 2 months later into the wrong office. I'll show up in a fucking Dunkin' Donuts with a Brooks Was Here t-shirt on.
Hey, as long as people get
Damn.
scared, the point of terror is always terror. So as long as people get scared, that's fine with me.
San Fran, that's an easy drive for you in the.
Of course. So
wait
a minute. It's headquartered in San Fran, and the two lesbians kicked me out. Things are connecting in my head now.
Yep.
Things are starting to make sense.
Yeah, and what I don't like about today's lesbians, and I'm going to go up and straight up and say it is, when I was young, a lot of lesbians knew about astronomy. You know, it was their big thing. It was like, they're the last star, the fucking stardust of Christ and all this shit. And now they don't even fucking know their roots anymore.
They
it's
don't
just
know anything,
it's
dude.
a lot
When
of
I grew up,
arrogance.
lesbians-
It's a lot of coffee table books and hard pussy.
Yeah.
Dude, when I grew up, lesbians knew about cars. They knew about shortwave radios. They were creatures from Stephen King novels. And they fully embraced, and they used to communicate, like the movie Frequency, with other fucking dimensions through the shortwave radio.
Tell me about your life. I'm a cop.
Now lesbians, they don't know how to do that. It's all frozen yogurt and eating puss.
Yeah, that's it, dude. And
It's all froyo and pussy, man.
It's gotten sad, dude. And a lot of them are even putting they'll throw a damn Downy dryer sheet into their pussy just to tighten it up.